Hi, I'm Lauren Schramm with Commercial Observer. We are here at the Las Vegas Convention Center, where tens of thousands of people have flocked here to see what is in store for retail. Commercial Observer sat down with a series of retail pros to see what they had to say, get their insights and predictions.
Well, I think fast casual food.
Food.
Definitely food, anything food.
It's going to be those things you need to touch, feel, and see, or taste, that I think will thrive in 2017. It's a competitive market.
When you look at companies like Spotify that are opening up stores, Snapchat recently on Fifth Avenue, they're not even selling products. So I think the big question is, what is retail going forward? If you're not selling product, if you're using retail as media space, I think it becomes much more just about ideas and getting them in front of people and retail becoming media.
Spaces which could be subdivided and repurposed. I don't think it's really based as much on the retailer as the space. There will always be a physical need for brick and mortar and for people to touch and feel, even if they're going to go into the retail store and intend to buy it later through Amazon or some other online service. The concept of people not going and feeling and touching will never be antiquated. We're humans. We come out of our houses.
I think the biggest concern right now is the amount of time it's going to take for retailers to adapt. We're in a changing period where retailers have to realize how to balance brick and mortar and online.
If you don't give the buyer a reason to walk into a retail store, they're not going to. It's too easy to get what you want over the internet. So the only people who are going to do well are people who sell directly to their customer as opposed to sell through third-party, stores.
There's a sense of inertia. So I'm concerned that that inertia exists that doesn't allow for people to begin to move forward again.
I feel like the debt markets may not be as risk averse as the buyers. Appropriately so, they're only lending 70 cents on the dollar, so the other 30 cents is my client's risk. But there's a lot of money, a lot of capital raised that is very comfortable with retail. So I suppose if I have any risk, it's that we're starting a cycle all over again where we are going to become over-leveraged.
A certain segment of retailers are finding themselves back on their heels in many respects. They haven't really been prepared for the competition that they've seen from online, the online channels. They haven't seen the competition they're getting from the discounting of apparel, and they've basically conditioned the consumer to expect that discount. Probably the biggest challenge is, how do you get back to a model where people are actually shopping for quality and something that's unique as opposed to value?
I think what concerns me at the moment is when you look at cities like New York, where you've got 30% vacancy in Soho, you've got high vacancies in places like Fifth Avenue. I think that we really need people to start being more forward-thinking, more dynamic. I'm excited because I think we're going to see a better type of retail. We're going to see better experiences, and I think it will be a more enjoyable environment.
I feel that rents are too high in Manhattan. No one has a problem doing business in Manhattan. It's the cost of doing business. If things are priced correctly, the vacancies that you see littered all over the city will be basically filled in if it's priced right.
My biggest concern is just the bandwagon theory. I'm afraid that people are saying retail is dead and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Retail is not dead, but retail is changing.
Everything and anything, to not be overtaken by the Amazons of the world. If they're going to challenge where everyone shops, they have to reach out and embrace the customer.
The convergence of a digital platform and a bricks and mortar platform. It sounds like that's the buzzword these days. That's what everybody's talking about. But really, you have to start seeing it imagined within the bricks and mortar setting. And any retailer that's going to survive in these uncertain times is going to have to really step it up.
I'd like to go to Old Navy and not just see it towards the cutesy teeny boppers. I'd like to see Old Navy have some mature colors back on the wall and maybe give away some cappuccinos in the back. I'd probably be able to go in there with my father-in-law.
Retailers today have to adapt and make themselves more experiential.
The population today is mostly millennials,
and they are used to shopping in a different way. And the challenge for them will be to understand the consumer and understand how they shop and what their needs are.